And then when I talked to Henry, who brought the script to me, and he talked to me through the script and showed me then a photo album of photos of every scene in the movie. Really spectacular photographs. I understood the mood that he had wanted to create in this movie. I mean, I fell in love with that. And so I used Henry as the director to guide me through this movie. I mean, when we did the scenes with Jolie, I mean, she was pretty fantastic. And I always said that because of the actors that I had that didn't really act, but they were so real, it made it possible for me to act out this role. And so it was, you know, I had a great time doing this film. It was probably the lowest budget movie I've ever done in my life. I can tell you that, because I think the budget was like $6 million or something like that. And the only other movie that was a low budget movie like this was Terminator 1, which was $6.5 million, but that was in 1984. So you have to adjust it to that. But anyways, it was, I was very fortunate to have really good people around me in this movie, and you know, I want to thank also Tribeca for accepting this movie in the film festival here and having us here. I never dreamt in my life that I would one day be here at Tribeca, having a movie and getting this kind of reception, so thank you very much.
Mr. Schwarzenegger, I'm a filmmaker from Austria myself. I'm so happy, it's my dream to talk to you today. This is a very intimate role, and it feels like I've never seen you so intimate in a film. Is this your way for your future movie work, that you're looking for scripts where you let the audience more look into your own heart?
Ja, recht herzlichen Dank für deine Frage. Es ist as I said, that first of all, you being an Austrian, you understand now why I came over here, right? Okay. Because you know, only in America, a farm boy with the age of 15 can come over here and then, you know, do the kind of things that I have done. America is really the land of opportunity. It's the best place, and I would have never made it anywhere else. But like I said, I was able to play the role the way I did because of people like this. I mean, and also Abigail was just really fantastic to work with also on every step of the way. So this is what made it really possible to do this role. And I want to just have Henry talk to you a little bit about, you know, what his method was in bringing this movie home like that. Because I felt it really, I always feel like the directors are really responsible for a movie. And they're the captain of the ship. And so I want to have Henry talk a little bit about that, about your work.
Thank you. No question. Yeah, I think with Maggie, what was really exciting me about the project was the ability to take, and I've worked in with several other zombie projects, and be able to push the zombie genre with a very small film in a new direction, insofar as saying, what does it look like for a small family to go through the trauma of death and eventual kind of terrifying consequences. And so for me, that became interesting. And it is small and it is self-contained, but what really excited me about that was how you could paint this kind of powerful visual palette and bring to life the kind of something you can relate to, something you can kind of see yourself and ask yourself the questions of how it would be done. And it, you know, special thanks obviously go out to John Scott III, who's here, who wrote the script, who sat just over there. Without him, and I would start listing all the producers, but I want to single out a few of them. Matt has been instrumental throughout. Support from kind of my manager, go from Manisha, my parents who are here, which is great. But really, the star of the show is the performances from the actors who have brought to life in a perfect way for me the vulnerability of a father, and to take a performer like Arnold and be able to showcase a vulnerable side to someone who's only ever won in everything that he's done. Every film he's done, he's always been victorious, and to show the other side of that was what really brought me to the project. And what really
but I think in fairness, you are the star. Henry really, having seen it tonight, it's so, I hadn't seen it before, it's so beautifully, delicately done, filmed, edited, the music, and it's really thanks to him, the delicacy of the performances. And I was watching it and I was looking at Arnold too, and I was thinking, if none of us had ever seen him in anything else, we'd think, what a fabulous actor that man is. All the actors, and Abigail, totally brilliant. It was Henry who was a first-time director of a feature-length film, who literally, from Arnold to me to Abigail, gave us detailed, specific notes, take it down, do this, look left. So, and that requires a massive confidence from a director. So you are the star of the show.
this film to Tribeca, and I also hope that you like my shirt, Arnold. I might be one of your biggest fans in this room, maybe in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. I think it's highly likely. And I also wanted to thank you, Arnold, because for all of your extremely fun films, for all of your public service, for Omaze.com. Arnold has a wonderful charity you should all check out. I hope to one day write a film for you following Henry's lead that you could act in that would give you this kind of similar kind of exciting challenge. I mostly do comedies, and I'm just putting that out there. I swear I have a question. I'm just that much of a fan that I have to. Sorry. And I hope you appreciate that. But I did want to ask, I read in your book that every year you make these lists and goals. And everybody should read the book, it's awesome, Total Recall. You make these lists and goals, and I was just curious, you're at a very interesting part in your life. I predict perhaps more public service, perhaps more challenging film roles, and I was just curious if there were any of your big goals coming up that you'd be willing to share with us.
First of all, I'd like to do more films. I'm most likely doing Conan the Barbarian and a sequel to Twins, which is called Triplets, with Eddie Murphy being part of the team. So there's projects like that, and I hope to get more dramatic pieces like this, because I really enjoyed doing this film. And to do something small like that, where you concentrate just on performance and on the scene development and all that, rather than just, you know, rushing through those type of scenes and then getting and shooting, you know, days and days of big action and blowing things up, which is great. I did that right after this movie. I did Terminator 5, and we blew up enough stuff, and had enough chase scenes and action scenes and flipping buses through the airs and all those kind of things. But you don't spend as much time in those kind of movies on scenes like this as in a movie and a dramatic piece like that. So it is a totally different kind of a film. So I'm looking forward to do more of this kind of work. When it comes to public service, you know, even though I'm not governor anymore of California, I have my institute, the Schwarzenegger Institute at USC, and we still deal with public policy, if it's water issues, stem cell research issues, political reform issues, infrastructure, environmental issues and stuff like that. So the work continues, and I'm definitely on an environmental crusade to make sure that we are going to create a green and sustainable energy future for the world, rather than killing all these people.
All right. We have time for one more question.
Hi. My question's for Henry. The film was gorgeous, and I noticed a lot of color details from going back to the white and the tint of blue to the red, whether it was dramatic with the biohazard containers or at the very end with the slight sliver of the dead battery or low battery. And I'd like some insight into your choice of the color palette.
Well, I think with the colour, the main thing with the film, and photographically, I have to call out, we had a few DPs on this unusually, but principally Lucas Allen who came in. He'd done Battle LA and Lincoln Lawyer, and he came in and completely changed his palette. I showed him in a similar way to I had with Arnold a book of photographs and styles and colours and palettes that I wanted him to use. And so we were able to build something that I feel reflected the world in which, the world without electricity, without power, without, you know, I reference heavily like Depression era America, which has this kind of stripped back, neutral colours. And for me, that's where Maggie sits. I mean, what would America go through if it went through some kind of apocalyptic scenario? And it would be the kind of Dust Bowl thing. So I really wanted to reference those kind of colours, those kind of photographic stylings. So yeah, that's where it all comes from.